Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरी गोवर्धन की गंगा माई जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की श्रीधाम वृंदावन की श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की हरे कृष्ण धाम ह्यूस्टन की श्री राधा नील माधव की समावेत भक्त वृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki.
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन
यमुना तीरावन चारी
यमुना तीरावन चारी
यमुना तीरावन चारी
यमुना
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी जय गोपी जन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन
यमुना तीरावन चारी यमुना
तीरावन चारी
यमुना तीरावन चारी
यमुना तीरावन चारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव
कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव
कुंज बिहारी
श्री श्री राधा नील माधव की श्री श्री निताय गौर चंद्र की श्री श्री निताय चैतन्य चंद्र की श्री श्री राधा गिरिधारी की श्री श्री गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंदी. So I would like to thank Shri Shri Radha Nilamadhav that we are back to normal after long waiting. We do not want any more pandemic, right? Everybody agrees with that. So what I will do is the same, or you can say continuation of what we had last Sunday. Our dear Guru Bhakti Mataji spoke about the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam.
So I will make some extension of reading of Srila Prabhupada's comments. The reason we are doing that is that auspicious moment is very close to us, that is Bhadra Purnima. So when is that exactly, Prabhuji? The date? 10th. Oh, so India also 10th, in US also 10th. So very good. So Purnima is the full moon day or full moon night, and Bhadra is in the Vedic calendar. This time is the Bhadra month of Bhadra. So month of Bhadra is very auspicious also. Lord Krishna appeared, Srimati Radharani appeared, like yesterday we had Radha Ashtami. Srila Prabhupada took sannyas, and there are other also auspicious occasions in this month. I believe Jiva Goswami appearance or disappearance, and few other auspicious. So let me first start praying to Guru and Srila Prabhupada and asking their mercy. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalokaya Chakshurunmritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manoha Vishtang Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Parsatya Deshatarine. Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishi Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namastute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanu Shuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhu vaevacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, I would like to briefly give a historical appearance of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, if you read whole Bhagavatam, so we have the shloka, the text I'm going to read. Srila Prabhupada emphasized that we have very two important scriptures, which is Bhagavad Gita, that is the word of Krishna. Krishna's words, God spoke Bhagavad Gita on this planet historically 5,000 years back. And then Vyasadev wrote a book about Lord Krishna's pastimes. So Bhagavatam is the pastimes or activities of the Lord, and Bhagavad Gita is the word of the Lord. So actually in a different kalpa means how many years? It's long years back. So our time, 4 yugas, that is also long. Satto yoga tirtha dapur, if it is rotate 1,000 times, then one kalpa. In one kalpa we got so many manus, the predominating personalities of that particular time. So anyhow, when this was Mahakalpa actually, Brahma was born. So Brahma is the creating energy of the Supreme Lord. So he is the demigod in charge of creation. So when he was born from the lotus navel of Lord Garbhodakshai Vishnu, so one form of Vishnu, so he didn't know what to do. So he was going upward using the lotus stem and then coming down, again going upward. Then he heard this divine sound, tapa. So when he heard this sound, so he understood that the Lord is asking me to do tapasya, means go for penance, austerity. So he did another kalpa, this austerity. Then the Lord appeared. Also it says, Bhagavatam, the Lord shaked hand with Brahmas, not just as Vishnu form of the Lord, and also gave him the knowledge that he needed for creation. And apparently, if we read second canto, chapter 9, Brahma had several questions, so he wanted to know, and also Shuta Goswami is narrating actually. So I'll come to that point later. So Lord Krishna actually gave him 4 shlokas. It's called Swatushloki Bhagavatam. So 2.9.3, 34, 33, 34, 35, 36, these 4 verses. If you have a phone, you can also use vedaways.com and you can read those 4 shlokas. And all in these 4 shlokas, the subject matter is also 3 aspects of our Vaishnava philosophy. That is Sambandha. Sambandha means our relation with the Supreme. Sambandha. Second thing is Ovideya, how we can establish the relationship with the Supreme Lord, our lost relationship. So that is Ovideya, that is these 3 things. And then last one is the Prayojan. Prayojan is we need loving devotional service to be with the Lord. It's a very simple thing. So Sambandha, Ovideya. I hope I am able to reach to all of you. I can put a quiz at the end, so please, if you want to make a note also, you are welcome to do that. So Sambandha, Ovideya, Prayojan. Prayojan is how we can achieve the love of Godhead. That is what we needed. So Brahmaji got the knowledge for creation, and whatever question he had, it was answered by Lord Vishnu. So that is the Chatushlaki, main 4 verses. And then Brahma gave this knowledge to his disciple, Narad Muni. So that we get in 2nd canto again, between chapter 5 to 7. So 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 5 to 7, we can see the narration how Brahma is giving this knowledge to Narad Muni. So our parampara, our disciplic succession is coming down from Lord Brahma, actually from Krishna, but through Lord Brahma. And the Narad Muni, he's a traveling saint, he goes all over the planet, so he understood that Vyasadev is the literary incarnation of the Supreme Lord. He was not happy after compiling all the Vedic literatures. So Vedic literatures, in the beginning it was called Shrauta Pantha, means Guru would speak the knowledge, disciple will just memorize. It was not a written form. But then later Vyasadeva understood people in Kali Yuga will not have sufficient memories. So he wrote it down. He divided Vedas into 4. He wrote 18 Puranas and he wrote Itihasas. Itihasas is Mahabharata and Ramayana. So 18 Puranas. Actually 17 he wrote, and then he is not happy, he is lamenting that something must be I have done wrong, that something I'm missing in my life, why I'm not fully content. So then Narad Muni, his Gurudev, appeared, and he kind of scolded Lord Vyasadeva, that whatever you have written, Mahabharata, Vedas, Vedas can promote material aspect of life also. So Vedas also promoting devotional service to the Supreme. At the same time material aspect, how to enjoy better. So people are confused. And Mahabharatas have great stories that he wrote. And actually, in the chapter, in Canto 12 Canto, 13th chapter, Suta Goswami is giving the account of all the 18 Puranas. 18 Puranas is coming together 400,000 verses. 18 Puranas. Mahabharata is 100,000 verses. And Ramayana is 25,000 verses. Of course, in another place we can find Ramayana was spoken, in the demigods, upper planets, and it was even more than 100,000. So, but on the material, in the world that Ramayana we find that written by Valmiki, also one incarnation, literary incarnation of the Supreme Lord, that he gave the Ramayana is 25,000 verses. So then Narad Muni asked him to write a book that will only discuss the first times of the Supreme Lord. So he wrote Bhagavatam. So we got Brahma, got knowledge, original knowledge from Lord Krishna. Then his disciple Narad Muni was taught, and then Narad Muni taught to Vyasadev. And then Vyasadev taught to his son Shukadev Goswami. So you know the story that how Parikshit Maharaj, who is Parikshit Maharaj? Arjuna's son or grandson? Grandson. So he was cursed by a sage because he committed little offense that, so we will not go in details. Then in 7 days he is going to have to leave his body by a snake bite. Takshaka will come on. But then Parikshit Maharaj, he was a great soul, enlightened, and he thought that is a great opportunity for me. So I can at least know when I'll die. I have 7 days. So I can go and listen Bhagavatam. So he came to the bank of Ganges. So he came for a fast until death. So it is called Prayopavashan. So there all the sages gathered, and then Shukadev Goswami came. So I will speak Bhagavatam. I will speak the first times of Lord Krishna, and thereby you will be enlightened, and then you will just go back to Godhead. So Shukadev Goswami, and in that assembly there was great listeners. So that is why very important to listen the speech. So who was the listener? The disciple of Shukadev Goswami. Because our parampara is Bhagavat parampara. It's not like guru and initiated disciple. It's like whoever is taking this knowledge seriously. So Shuta Goswami had rapt attention, so he memorized the whole Bhagavatam. So later, he spoke Bhagavatam among the sages who gathered. Lord Krishna already left the planet, and all the sages are very thoughtful about what will happen in the age of Kali. Kali is considered the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So we have a lot of quarrel. So they are worried about, so they ask, everybody asks, so 88,000 sages gathered on the holy place of Naimisharanya. So everybody asked Shuta Goswami, please narrate Bhagavatam, what he heard from Shukadev Goswami. So up until Shuta Goswami spoke Bhagavatam, it was not in a written form. But after Shuta Goswami spoke Bhagavatam, Vyasadev put it down in shlokas, in verses. So then we get Bhagavat Puranam. So Shuta Goswami, so Parikshit Maharaj heard Bhagavatam 7 days from Shukadev Goswami, and the time came when the snake is going to come and bite him. Parikshit Maharaj was fully enlightened, and Shukadev Goswami also thought, I have done my business. So he just left the spot. He is not worried about, because he's supremely knowledgeable with pure bhakti, and he knows I have done my job, Parikshit Maharaj will go back to Godhead without any fear. He is now fearless. But everybody else was curious, let me see what happened, how he's going to get snake bite and then how he's going to leave his body. All the other sages, but not Shukadev Goswami, he left the spot. Then the snake Takshaka came in the form of a Brahman. And he beaten Parikshit Maharaj. It was like a blazing fire, and Parikshit Maharaj went back to Godhead. So this is there in the. So all the sages ask Shuta Goswami, please narrate Bhagavatam. Shuta Mahabhaga Vadanam Vadatam Priya Kathang Bhagavatim Punnam Jadahu Bhagavan Shukam. So my dear Shuta Goswami, you are the greatest among those who are listening attentively. And you are also very fortunate. Mahabhaga means you are very fortunate because you are directly present and you heard from the mouth of Shukadev Goswami. So please narrate for us Bhagavatam. So this is some historical account. Bhagavat 1.1.3, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 3. It is said that, what is the shloka? Nigama kalpa torur golita phalam. Nigama kalpa torur golita phalam. Nigama means whole Vedic literature. If you take the whole Vedic literature, all the Vedas, Puranas, Mahabharata, all the Upanishads, if you consider like a tree, the ripened fruit of that tree is Srimad Bhagavatam. Nigama kalpa torur golita phalam. Sukha mukhad amrita drova sangyutam. This ripened fruit even more sweeter because it has been tasted by Shukadev Goswami. Sukha mukhad amrita drova sangyutam. Pivata bhagavatam rasamalanam. My dear Muhuraha Roshika Bhubi Bhabuka. My dear Roshik Bhabuka. Roshik means those who can relish the nectarian mellow of the discussion of the Supreme Lord. Pivata Bhagavatam Rosamalayam. It is Rosamalayam, the nectar house of, Rosam Alayam. It is a source of nectar or the pleasure. So listening the discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam, discussion of Krishna, it is going to purify our soul. So that is also explained in Bhagavatam. So today I will read, we don't have much time, so I'll read one shloka and then we'll discuss how Srila Prabhupada wanted us to take it seriously. So I have on the screen 1.3.43. Krishna sadhama upagate. You can repeat after me. It is on the screen. Krishna sadhama upagate. Dharma ganadivi saham. Kalau nashta drishamesham. Purana orka dhuna uditam. Krishna sadama upagate. Dharma ganadivi saham. Kalau nashta drishamesham. Purana orka dhuna uditam. Please repeat also the translation after me. This Bhagavatam Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Lord purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Lord Shri Krishna has His eternal dhama or abode, where He eternally enjoys Himself with His eternal associates and paraphernalia. And His eternal abode is a manifestation of His internal energy, whereas the material world is a manifestation of His external energy. When He descends to the material world, He displays Himself with all paraphernalia in His internal potency, which is called Atma Maya. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that He descends by His own potency, Atma Maya. His form, name, fame, paraphernalia, abode, etc. are not therefore creations of matter. He descends to reclaim the fallen souls and to re-establish courts of religion which are directly enacted by Him. Except for God, no one can establish the principles of religion. Either he or a suitable person empowered by Him can dictate the courts of religion. Real religion means to know God. Our relation with Him and our duties in relation with Him, and to know ultimately our destination after leaving this material body. The conditioned souls who are entrapped by the material energy hardly know all these principles of life. Most of them are like animals engaged in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. They are mostly engaged in sense enjoyment under the pretension of religiosity, knowledge, or salvation. They are still more blind in the present age of quarrel. Where I lost. Or Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, the population is just a royal addition of the animals. So I'll repeat again this line. In the Kali Yuga, the population is just a royal addition of the animals. They have nothing to do with the spiritual knowledge or godly religious life. They are so blind that they cannot see anything beyond the jurisdiction of the subtle mind, intelligence, or ego. But they are very much proud of their advancement in knowledge, science, and material prosperity. They can risk their lives to become a dog or hog just after leaving the present body, for they have completely lost sight of the ultimate aim of life. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared before us just a little prior to the beginning of Kali Yuga, and He returned to His eternal home practically at the commencement of Kali Yuga. While He was present, He exhibited everything by His different activities. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita specifically and eradicated all pretentious principles of religiosity. And prior to His departure from this material world, He empowered Sri Vyasadeva through Narada to compile the messages of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And thus both the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam are like torch bearers for the blind people of this age. In other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take to these two books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of the Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the summum bonum of life, Lord Shri Krishna personified. We must therefore accept Srimad Bhagavatam as the direct representation of Lord Krishna. One who can see Srimad Bhagavatam can see also Lord Shri Krishna in person. They are identical. Srila Prabhupada ki. So how important is this verse? So Krishna Swadhame Upagate. Krishna, when he went to his own abode after completing his pastimes, dharma ganadi visaha. So he left this earth planet with dharma, religiosity and knowledge. And then the Kali Yuga started. Kalau nashta drisham esha. In the Kali Yuga, people are nashta drisham. People have no knowledge because their knowledge is, as Srila Prabhupada said, is all lost. So, Purana Orko is the sun. This Purana Bhagavatam has appeared, Adhuna Uditam. So, we can see how important Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, how important these two. Now, not to mention or not to find fault with other revealed scriptures from other traditions, but anybody have come, we have heard many stories, our devotees who had other backgrounds from family. It could be Christianity, it could be Islam, it could be Buddhism, it could be any other backgrounds. They are holy scriptures. Srila Prabhupada said actually, that Bhagavatam is number one scriptures. All other scriptures are 10th class scriptures. Why? Because it will not actually reveal who the Lord is and how he looked like, what is his attributes, what is his pastimes, does he come among us? Rather, you will find the Lord is supreme, Lord is all powerful, omnipotent, which is all truth. Those are also revealed scriptures. But if you want to know actually who is the Lord, how he looks like, you have to come to Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam describes from Canto 1 to Canto 9, gives the building the bridge for us to know actual who the Lord is. So 10th canto speaks on Lord Krishna appeared and then he performed his pastimes. So coming Bhadra Purnima, it is an auspicious time. So Sutta Goswami, 12th canto, chapter 13, text 13, he says, Prashtapadda Purnamashram, second line, Prashtapaddam Purnamashram, Hema, something like. So the meaning is that on this auspicious Purnima or the full moon day, someone can give a gift of Bhagavatam by placing Bhagavatam in a golden throne. In a golden throne, you place a Bhagavatam and give a gift, which is September 10th. If you give a gift of Bhagavatam, the giver, the person giving a gift of Bhagavatam, he will attain my nature, he will attain the supreme destination. I had the shloka. Okay, 1 minute. Prashtapaddam Purnamashram Hema Singha Samannitam. Hema Singha means gold. In the placing Bhagavatam on a golden asana, golden Singhasana, Dadati jo Bhagavatam, one who give a gift of Bhagavatam to others, Sayati Paramam Gotim. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. Although in this chapter, another verse, Sutta Goswami spoke, is that he mentioned that Nimno Ganam Jatha Ganga. So nice, beautiful verse. Nimno Ganam means those who are flowing downwards. So what is flowing downwards? Nimno Ganam. What is flowing downwards? River is flowing downwards. River comes from the mountain. but it goes downward and finally goes and mix with the ocean. Nimno Ganam Jatha Ganga. So among the rivers, just like Ganga is the supreme among the rivers, among the holy rivers. So Ganga is the best. Nimno Ganam Jatha Ganga. Devanam Achyuta Jatha. Among the gods, the supreme god is Achyuta or Sri Krishna. Nimno Ganam Jatha Ganga. Devanam Achyuta Jatha. Vaishnavanam Jatha Shambhu. Among the Vaishnavas, Jatha Shambhu, as Lord Shiva is the supreme among all the Vaishnavas. Bhagavatam Tathaiva. So among all the revealed scriptures, Bhagavatam is the supreme like that. So it is also another beautiful verse from Shuta Goswami in this chapter. Chapter 13 of Canto 12 is the last chapter, and it is fully dedicated to describe the glories of Bhagavatam. And by that time, actually probably I believe chapter 8 or 9, already Parikshit Maharaj went back to Godhead, and then Shukadeva Goswami left, but then there is continuation of other stories, and then finally chapter 12 and chapter 13, the glories of Bhagavatam is spoken. Actually chapter 12 is spoken the misfortune, the problems in Kali Yuga. So Srila Prabhupada, he put a lot of energy to write Bhagavatam before coming in America. So we know that Srila Prabhupada was instructed by his spiritual master. From his first darshan, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked him that you are an educated young man, so you should preach Krishna consciousness to the Western world, to the non-Hindi speaking people. People speak English, you should go and preach to them. So Srila Prabhupada actually prepared his whole life, and then when he took sannyas and he was almost 70, he thought that I should go to the West, but I should go with books. The only thing I can present to the Western people, the books of Srimad Bhagavatam. So whatever money he had left, he left his business, he left his family. So he was, I was listening one lecture by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Guru Maharaj, that Srila Prabhupada was using kerosene lamp in Vrindavan to make commentary on Bhagavatam, translate Bhagavatam. And so then he would go to also preach, because he has to sell books to print more books. So you know how his life is like. One time he was like sweating, so he fell on the side of the street, and he was thinking why I left home, and then so all this, but he had so much compassion to actually give us the blessings. At the present time in Iskcon, Krishna consciousness movement in almost every country that we are flourishing, it's only because Srila Prabhupada's hard work. So he completed second volume. So first volume, second volume, third volume is comprised with first canto. So after second volume, he had no money, so he asked for a donation to Mrs. Sumati Murarji. So she gave a donation and he printed his third volume. And then Srila Prabhupada thought that I am now ready, I can take something with me to the West. So with his books he came in America, and you know how he had also stroke while he was in the boat. He begged Sumati Murarji for a free ticket, because he could not afford a plane ticket, but he took a boat ride, Jaladuta, and then you know he had also heart attack on the... But he was simply praying to Krishna, please give us the blessings, give us your blessings so that I can go to the West and I can preach. So Srila Prabhupada, he put these books for us, and if we want to get the mercy or the benefit from these books, we should try to promote it. So one of the best moment to promote this Bhagavatam is on September 10th. So which is very close to us. And last Sunday I saw those who are our brahmacharis, those who actually make connection with people on a daily basis and distribute the books. They are appealing for us to sponsor a case. If you want to sponsor a case, it is how much, Prabhu? $251, and it's almost like 15 volumes, right, total? 18 volumes, so it's even less than $20 a book. So if you can sponsor a case, and on September 10th, you can also invite devotees if you want to keep it in your home. So devotees can come also, clean a place and then install with mantras to your home. Or if you want to give to someone else a gift, what Shuta Goswami is saying that, as I said, Prashtapadam, on this Bhadra Purnima day, if one gives this Bhagavatam as a gift, he will definitely come to my abode. He will definitely go back to Godhead. So it is a great opportunity for us. I saw in Mayapur the way so there are two virtual platforms. They collect sponsorship. One is handled by Srimad Bhakti Vijay Bhagavat Swami Maharaj. Another devotee is His Grace Kamalapati Prabhu, disciple of, is on Sannyas candidate, disciple of Srila Bhakti Swami Guru Maharaj. So they collect mainly the donors from different parts of the world. They sponsor the big books, either Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. But I was surprised one thing that how they apply their strategy, so it may help us. Mayapur has like a lot of tourists, and there are several kitchen, temple-sponsored kitchen where you can buy a coupon for prasadam, either lunch or dinner. And these kitchens are full of tourists. So many people come and they take prasadam and they leave. There are booths, like small book stalls. And if you approach one of the book stalls, they will hand you 5 small books or medium books. It's wrapped with a thread, and they will say, if you buy these 5 medium books or small books, it may be 250 rupees. Then you will get this big book free, Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. So one Bhagavad Gita is like 375 rupees and it's free. So I see that a lot of people are buying this. So I'm getting a big one free. So so from our family we sponsored then 100 of big books, Bhagavad Gita, to this virtual book table. And then I was pleased that at least with this 100 books, another 100 people will buy another 5, each will buy 5 small books. That means 500 people will buy the book. It's a good strategy that they are applying. So, what is Srila Prabhupada said? 4 things. One is books are the basis. Every aspect of Krishna consciousness base is zero concoction, is all the books. Preaching is the essence. Utility is the principles. Books are the basis. One other thing. Purity is the force. So how we can present depend on how much we are pure, how much we are taking Krishna consciousness seriously. Then we will be successful in our effort. So I'll humbly request all of you, if you have not sponsored any book, you please sponsor. Our devotee in charge, I forgot Prabhu's name, he will be at the front of Gauranga Hall. Also, Prabhu, you are taking sponsorship today? He's not here? Okay. Prabhu, yes, Gaurari Prabhu. It was very nice. Last Sunday I was definitely enlightened by hearing from all three of you, along with Guru Bhakti Mataji. So I'll take question. If you have any question, we have 5 more minutes. Anybody has a question? Zero questions, then what we do? We go for quiz. You better ask a question. So, quiz time. What is the original, how many shlokas, how many verses from the original Bhagavatam? 4. Right. Anybody can, so this 4 aspect of Bhagavatam, Chatushlaki Bhagavatam, also present in Bhagavad Gita. Anybody can tell which chapter and what verses are those?
2, 9, 31, 33,
2.9.33, 34. 34 gives the definition of Maya, illusion. It's a famous verse. Rite arthe jat pratiyat na apriyat atmani. I forgot the last 2 lines. So definition Maya on 34. 35, 36. But the subject of those 4 verses is Sambandha Ovideya Prayojan. Our lost, to make our lost relationship with the Supreme is the Sambandha, because He is the creator. And how to do it? Through devotional service, that is Ovideya. And ultimate goal is to do the bhakti or devotional service is to achieve love of Godhead. This same aspect is there in Bhagavad Gita. Our Acharya Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commented Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 verse 8, 9, 10, 11. So if you have Veda base. So those 4 shlokas in Bhagavad Gita also, let me see if I have that. I have it. So those are famous verses. So let's go to chapter 10, Bhagavad Gita, if you have Vedabase on your phone. Text 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti mattva bhajante mam buddha bhava samannita. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So this one has both Sambandha, also Videya. 9. Matchitta mad gato prana vodhayanta parasparam kathayanta samam nitam tushanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Text 10. Tesam satajata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upajanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Text 11. Tesham eva anukampartham aham agganajam tama nashayam yatma bhavasta gyanodipena bhashyata. To show them spiritual mercy, special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge and darkness born of ignorance. So these 4 in chapter 10 considered also similar verses as commented by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So Srila Prabhupada wants us to read his books, share with other people, and practically our movement was built by sharing books and Back to Godhead magazine. So if we want to pay our price, we have to pay, everyone have to. If you love Iskcon, if you love Krishna consciousness movement, if you love our temples, you love Srila Prabhupada, the way we can appreciate Srila Prabhupada, what is the thing people say? Gratitude is the attitude or attitude is the gratitude? Which one? Gratitude is the attitude? Either way. So the way we can appreciate Srila Prabhupada by sharing this knowledge with others. So how it works, you can ask your relatives, because obviously we always meet our relatives, always meet our friends in office or other place. We should always bring discussion of Prabhupada even. Even they don't have an interest, just bring discussion of Srila Prabhupada. And then we can go from there. So many people will get benefit just hearing about Srila Prabhupada and how he wrote these books. And he wanted to finish Srimad Bhagavatam, he could not finish. Because in between he had to travel, he had to preach, he had to do temple opening, and then he had to give Krishna book first, he had to give teachings of Lord Chaitanya, he had to give Chaitanya Charitamrita. But on Srila Prabhupada, you saw Srila Prabhupada's final moment when he left his body. How many of you saw it? The video. Srila Prabhupada is still speaking on Bhagavatam. And then his disciples continued the translation and purport. Actually, one of my mentors, the devotee who brought in America, His Grace Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu, he translated the shlokas, the verses, and His Holiness Hridayanda Goswami Maharaj, he gave the purport on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. If you read the 11th canto, some part of 11th canto and whole 12th canto, purport is given by Hridayanda Maharaj, and translation is done by Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu, but it is also considered Srila Prabhupada's commentary, because they did on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. So our time is over. I don't see the announcement person. So His Grace Saranga Thakur Prabhu is here. So Bolo Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Bhadra Purnima ki.
So, thank you, His Grace Kamala Mukha Prabhu, for wonderful class. Hari Bol. Since we are on the subject of Bhadra Purnima, we will have Gaura Hari Prabhu make announcement about the program, as well as what to do before, and actually what day and what time is the program and what we are going to be doing. Okay?
Any other announcements? Will you do the other announcements? Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for being here. As we were just talking about the Srimad Bhagavatam, and as we have been this entire month, the time is coming. September 10th is the actual day. So it's the last final push we have to distribute these Bhagavatams and get them to as many people as we can. As we've been going over again and again, the urgency is there. We have a lot that have been sponsored so far. Some have been distributed. Our count currently is somewhere in the 30s for actually being physically distributed. 3 more went out today by the thanks of Raghava Chaitanya Prabhu and Kalindi Mataji. They went out to a program and distributed 3 sets today, so thank them for their amazing service. But for those of you that are here, if you don't have a set yourself yet, or if you're capable of sponsoring some to help us more, we'll be over across at the Gauranga Hall before or after you go and honor Prasadam. We'll be there, and please do whatever you can to help us, either by taking a set for someone, giving a sponsorship. Anything is helpful. As for the program, it will be on the Bhadra Purnima day, which will be the next Saturday, the 10th. The program will begin at 12 p.m. We're inviting everyone to come. We'll be appreciating the sponsors, and then also encouraging others who will want to come and glorify the Bhagavatam some more, to also give that last opportunity to help us and spread the Bhagavatams. It will be a short program. It will go from 12 p.m. We'll have an Arati Kirtan, and then there will be a class, and then a glorification of the Bhagavatam, distribution of sets to sponsors, and then we'll close out with prasadam. Thank you all for your attention. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Gaura Hari Prabhu. Is there anybody here that is inspired because of the class today and also because of the announcement to sponsor or receive a set of Srimad Bhagavatam? Please raise your hand. Hare Krishna. You would like to sponsor? Or? Okay. What's your name, Prabhu? Can you note down? Anybody else? This is your opportunity to go back to Goloka, as Prabhu mentioned, according to Srimad Bhagavatam. All right, Ramdas Prabhu wants to go to Goloka. Haribol. Going once, going twice. This is your opportunity. Going. All right, in any case, you still have another week because it is said that according to Srimad Bhagavatam, if you donate or receive a set of Srimad Bhagavatam on the Bhadra Purnima day, your ticket to Goloka is guaranteed. So please consider, and if you need any help in sponsoring or receiving a set, please see one of our Brahmachari Prabhus. They will be happy to help you, and if you cannot carry, they will be happy to actually bring it to your house and do a home delivery as well and set it up for you. All right, so that's Bhadra Purnima program for next Saturday. Please do come and attend the program. That will be starting at noon next Saturday. And we also have a couple of other events that are planned for this week. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, one of our acharyas in our spiritual tradition. His appearance day is on Thursday, September 8th, and there will be a program in the temple room in the evening, starting from 6:30 p.m. So everybody is welcome, and there will be glorification of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and there will be some kirtan and arati and also prasadam. So please do come and join us. Also, the Sunday school, our program is going to be starting on from the following Sunday. So if you have children ages, I believe 5 years to 14 years, if you would like to have them get some spiritual education based on our Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, this is the best opportunity. We had over 100 students in the previous years, and our new session is starting on September 11th, next Sunday. And there will be some staff at the welcome booth to register your children, so you can find out more details and get your children registered for the Sunday school. And it will be for the entire year, school year, on Sunday evenings, and it's only $125 donation for the entire year. So it's a great opportunity for getting your children educated in spiritual subjects matter. And also we have Ekadashi is on Tuesday, September 6th. And I believe the breakfast time is the next day, Wednesday, 6:33 a.m. to 10:47 a.m. So that is Ekadashi is the day that we fast from grains and beans, and so you can participate that. And the only other one is also we are celebrating some Vyasa Puja celebrations. Next Saturday it will be His Holiness Ritadwaja Swami Maharaj's Vyasa Puja celebration. That will be broadcasted on Zoom, so there will be additional links that will be sent out in the announcements. And also His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj will be coming to Houston the following week, and he'll be here for his Vyasa Puja celebration on Saturday, September 17th. So please mark your calendars. It will be a nice celebration with devotees from all over the world coming here to join the celebration. So I think that's all the announcements we have. Are there any newcomers here for the that are coming for the first time? Hare Krishna, thank you for joining us on this auspicious day. And please stop by the welcome booth and there will be some gift bag for you. Thank you so much. And today's Kirtan will be by Madhavacharan Prabhu and Ramdas Prabhu. Okay. It's changed. Okay. All right. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
She's my mic. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtachadeshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare